after a busy summer.
Yeah, there's been Anyway,
crazy.
this is pretty much sparkling water, right? With a hint of...
It's during the week, so we have a little pear cider for fall, but we've literally put a little spritz in it.
Tastes good.
With some soda water.
Tastes good. Cheers. So this is more of an information video, and we're hoping to attract people that want to go to Vegas and aren't quite sure how to do Vegas or the Grand Canyon. So if you're new to our channel because you've clicked on Vegas trip, welcome.
Welcome. You're in a good place.
You are in a good place. So this past spring we decided we wanted to go to Vegas, and I've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon as well, but I didn't want to do one of the day trips out there that takes 4 hours and then you see it for half an hour, then you drive back, and I didn't want to do a helicopter tour. I wanted to be at the Grand Canyon for the sunrise, and so I kind of put my foot down about that. I really wanted to do that. So we kind of booked the trip sort of around that, and we did a few other excursions, and I just wanted to go over it with you guys because I think it's neat to know how we did Vegas, because there's not a whole lot of information out there if you want to travel around.
And let me say this, how we do Vegas in our 40s, almost 50, is very different compared to how a 20-something's going to do Vegas. So that's why this is so important. Because if you are in your late 30s, 40s, early 50s, you're going to want to do Vegas the way we did it, where we still have some energy,
but not a ridiculous amount.
But we don't want to spend it, you know, exhausted and tired.
And we want to stay in nice places.
Definitely.
So we decided to fly into Las Vegas, and we stayed at the Venetian, which was a good choice. It was beautiful.
Amazing.
A lot of the hotels in Vegas are beautiful, but we really did enjoy it there. We stayed 3 nights at the Venetian.
Yes, we did.
We did sort of walked around, did the strip. We aren't gamblers, so we kind of felt like we could have made that a little bit shorter. We would have been happy with 2 nights.
I think 2 nights would have been okay, but I have to say this. Our hotel was, I think, one of the best.
So beautiful.
And just looking around, and you look up, you look out, you look wherever you look is just beautiful.
The restaurants,
and they have
there.
a man-made river flowing through it with the gondolas, and it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful.
And we shopped there, and we actually found stuff on sale.
Yeah.
I
thought it was going to be like ridiculous to shop in the hotel.
So I would recommend shopping in the hotel.
We went to a mall, and I actually wouldn't do that again.
No.
I actually would stay in the hotel.
In the hotel shops.
Yeah.
So then on the 3rd day we rented vehicles, and we drove to we were driving to the Grand Canyon. But basically we went to Hoover Dam. We stopped there for maybe an hour, walked around a bit, got back in the car, and then carried on to the Grand Canyon. At the Grand Canyon, we stayed at the Best Western at the Grand Canyon Village. That was probably one of the more expensive hotels we stayed at the whole time we were there because of where it is. There's not a lot of hotels there to stay at the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. And it was decent. I wouldn't say it was spectacular. It was not a 5-star, but it certainly was
It was
clean,
okay, yeah.
and it was decent.
And the staff there, I asked them, I said, I want to be there tomorrow morning for the sunrise. And they told us exactly, you have to leave
They were
at
very helpful.
10 to 5 or whatever time it was, go through the gate, there shouldn't be a lineup then, go to where you want to park, and you should be fine. And that's exactly what we did. And they told us, and I really thank them for that. Now, backtrack a little bit. The drive from Vegas to the Grand Canyon was beautiful in itself.
People that think, okay, I've got to take a helicopter from Vegas to the Grand Canyon, okay, that's going to be a whole different experience. It's quicker, but it's completely different. When you drive in, the views and it's like nothing you've ever seen before. It's worth the drive.
So Grand Canyon Day, we get up really, really early. It's pitch black outside. It was like 12 degrees when we went outside. It was really cool, so you needed jackets. We drove into the Grand Canyon. We were there. We had planned where we wanted to park because Niki's husband, Gavin, wanted to do the Bright Angel Trail down the Grand Canyon. And so we wanted to park near that. So we parked near that. We saw the sunrise. It was spectacular. It was well worth it.
And the thing is about the sunrise is as the sun rises, it hits the different rocks at different times and they all light up in different colors.
I would recommend being there,
beautiful.
sunrise or sunset. And then we walked to the Bright Angel Trail, which was very steep. It's very long and it gets very hot. So here's our recommendation. We were at that trail before 7 a.m. We had a lot of water and hydration with us. Nikki and I and Mandy walked partway down the trail. We walked about half an hour down, and then we realized coming up is going to be 3 or 4 times the effort going down. So we said to the guys, okay, we're going to turn around and go back up. They carried on down a little bit more to the first rest stop. But we walked back up and we stopped in the shade and had a drink when we needed to and took our time. And
walking back up is actually like walking up a steep stairs. So it's no joke. It is no joke.
You have to wear proper footwear and bring lots of fluids with you. Bear in mind, everyone, this is all before probably 8:30 in the morning now.
You don't want to go after that.
No.
And especially in the summertime.
It gets really hot. So you've got to plan to be there early. We get up to the top. Nikki had brought sparkling wine.
No, I didn't.
Okay, no, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Yeah, we did.
So we toasted the Grand Canyon, and then we went for a lovely breakfast, and then the guys met us there at the restaurant.
Yep.
So I would say by 9:30, 10 o'clock, we were out of the Grand Canyon.
Done.
We were done.
Done.
And it was really good. Then we went back to the hotel, we checked out, we cleaned up, checked out, and then we drove to Page, Arizona. That was an amazing drive, and it's not too long. None of the drives we did were too far.
They were doable.
They were doable. In Page, we checked in at the hotel, and then we went to Horseshoe Canyon for the sunset. That was a bit scary because there's no railings. I think they're going to do something else there. It's very steep. You got to be careful.
I didn't enjoy that. I've seen a million pictures of it, but because I'm a heights...
Is it Horseshoe Bend? It was Horseshoe Bend. Yeah.
Because I'm a heights, I'm terrified. What I didn't like about it was a sheer drop.
Yeah.
And there were actually areas where the ground actually split open. And there were like deep crevices that went straight down. Like it freaked me out. And children were running around. And I'm thinking to myself, are you kidding me?
So we were there for the sunset and then we went back.
And remember about that, you do have to walk in to see the Horseshoe Bend. So it's quite a little hike. It's not too long and it's doable, but plan for that.
Yeah.
Bring water, wear good shoes because it's sandy.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be in sandals. You want to be in sneakers.
So we stayed in Page for one night, and then the next morning we went to Antelope Canyon. You have to look that up. You have to go on a tour, and you have to book it several months ahead of time. We went on the first tour, like leaving at 7:30 a.m., which is not the best time if you're a photographer. However, if you're not a photographer and you just want to see it and experience it, it is a great time because it's not too busy. We were one of the first groups in, and I could see how it would get very claustrophobic if you were in there at sort of peak times.
Yes.
So the guides walk you through the canyon, they help you take beautiful photos, and then they walk you back out. That I would recommend as well. You have to pay for it. You have to go with a guide.
And you have to book it way ahead of time.
Antelope Canyon. Look into that as well.
A definite must do on your list.
You'll have amazing photos.
It is just phenomenal.
Now, after we went to Antelope Canyon, we left then and drove to St. George, Utah. And we spent 2 nights in St. George, Utah, at the Inn on the Cliff. And that was a beautiful hotel. You liked it. It was hot there. It's really hot. From there, we visited Zion National Park.
I did not.
Nikki wasn't feeling well that day.
I threw a tantrum that day. It was my birthday, and I was sick the night before. So I was a no-go for Zion. But I'm sorry I did because the pictures are just beautiful. We
went and you park and you take a shuttle bus into the park and you get off and you can do hikes that you want. With any of these things, we also went first thing in the morning. We were there like before 7 a.m. Anything around the Grand Canyon in Vegas, you must do first thing in the morning. Please don't wait. We had so much water with us and Gatorade and snacks. and plan the hikes. Know where you're going. There's maps. Talk to people. We talked to so many people that told us where we should go and what we should see, so that you're not getting stuck somewhere or dehydrating or any of that stuff. Well worth seeing. It's beautiful. Do your homework as far as that's concerned. We do recommend that. And then from St. George, when it was time to go home, we left St. George in the morning and drove straight to the Vegas airport. That's about a 2-hour drive. Basically, we started at Las Vegas, we went to the Grand Canyon, went to Page, Arizona, went to St. George, Utah, went back to Vegas and flew home.
So it's like it's almost a circle.
We drove around the Grand Canyon and we had a ball, and I would highly recommend that trip.
Amazing.
So I hope this has helped you. We may get some comments if anyone has anything to add to this. That would be great.
That maybe we can put some pictures up too of our trip and just show you the different places that we went, because it was just beautiful. Yeah.
So if you're in your 40s, we're still in our 40s.
We're still in our 40s.
Travel
well and enjoy the Grand Canyon and Vegas. It's a blast.
Thank you.